Humans had always been underestimated. On the outer fringe of known space, they eked out survival among abandoned colonies and hostile alien neighbors. Where others saw scarcity, they saw opportunity. Where others relied on sheer numbers, humans relied on ingenuity. A single human commander coordinated a fleet that many alien factions considered inconsequential. Behind the scenes, scientists labored in secret, assembling the ultimate weapon, a railgun capable of obliterating the most advanced alien vessels with a single shot. Each component had been tested to perfection. Each calculation accounted for the tiniest variable. When the first strike finally occurred, it was quiet, efficient, and devastating. The railgun's discharge sent a shockwave that rippled far beyond the frontier, reaching council worlds and forcing panic through political halls. Humans, who had once been dismissed as a minor species, had made themselves impossible to ignore. Alien observers scrambled to understand how such a small force could wield such destruction. The commander studied the reports, weighing every option. Deploying the weapon was audacious, yet necessary. Morality was considered, but audacity defined humans. The Council would soon learn that human audacity was not negotiable. The shockwaves reverberated through Council systems. Communications faltered, transport routes jammed, and panic spread like wildfire. Outer colonies began whispering about the humans who had struck without warning. It wasn't just the railgun, it was the principle. Humans could strike at any time, any place. While the Council struggled to regroup, human scientists revealed the next stage, teleportation technology. With it, humans could project themselves instantly across vast distances. The commander orchestrated the first teleportation strike. Alien outposts found themselves infiltrated without warning, key communications sabotaged before any response could be mounted. Subordinate factions, long frustrated with the Council's dominance, began to murmur about rebellion. The humans didn't rely on brute force. They relied on speed, precision, and ingenuity, turning every Council expectation against them. What the Council had considered a minor nuisance had become a tactical nightmare. With each calculated strike, the humans demonstrated adaptability, learning alien tactics, and improvising faster than any machine or protocol could predict. The Council could no longer pretend humans were insignificant. The Council's authority began to crumble. Internal rivalries prevented a coordinated response, leaving their systems vulnerable. Humans exploited these weaknesses, striking simultaneously with railguns and teleportation across multiple sectors. Smaller alien factions defected, joining the humans not out of loyalty, but survival and pragmatism. The commander directed every strike with methodical precision, crippling supply chains and neutralizing key strongholds. Humans began liberating oppressed worlds, demonstrating leadership that was as clever as it was daring. Alien propaganda failed. Humans' reputation grew with every successful campaign. The Council's reach was no longer universal. Their authority was fractured, ineffective. Power that had been unquestioned for centuries was dismantled not by superior numbers, but by human cunning. By the time the Council convened a desperate summit, it was too late. Humans had rewritten the rules, proving that ingenuity, audacity, and moral decisiveness could surpass any bureaucratic empire. Humans consolidated their victories. Former Council members were approached not with threats, but with calculated negotiations. Teleportation and railgun technologies were now tools of deterrence as much as weapons of war. The commander coordinated alliances and governance structures that emphasized freedom, ingenuity, and adaptive strategy. Alien civilizations began adopting human-inspired methods, understanding that survival required creativity and bold thinking. The humans had become more than a threat, they had become a model of interstellar leadership. Systems once under oppressive control now flourished under human guidance, and intelligence networks extended across the stars. Technology and strategy combined to cement their place in the galaxy. The humans were no longer merely participants, they were architects of a new order, respected for their daring, admired for their ingenuity, and feared for their capability. Across the stars, the legacy of audacity endured. The humans had shattered the old council, not through mere force, but by proving that cleverness, adaptability, and courage could reshape the galaxy itself. The Council scrambled to understand the scope of human power. Alien leaders convened frantic summits, but every attempt at coordination faltered under internal rivalries and mistrust. Meanwhile, humans continued to expand their influence, using teleportation to strike where the Council had once been untouchable. Outposts were disrupted before alarms could even sound, supply lines severed with minimal human presence, leaving the Council scrambling to plug gaps that appeared almost instantly. Each calculated strike demonstrated not brute force, but precision. Humans had turned speed into a weapon, outmaneuvering fleets that had once been considered invincible. Across multiple systems, subordinate civilizations began reconsidering their loyalty, realizing that humans were not a passing threat but an unstoppable force capable of decisive action. Every failure of the Council strengthened human credibility and inspired whispers of revolt. The humans' mastery of teleportation altered the galactic balance. Entire planets once under strict Council oversight found themselves temporarily unguarded, only to be liberated by human forces appearing without warning. Key communications were intercepted, strategic facilities disabled, and resources redirected with surgical efficiency. The commander coordinated every action, ensuring minimal loss while maximizing impact. Alien factions, long oppressed, recognized the humans as both liberators and formidable strategists. The Council's traditional reliance on bureaucracy and overwhelming numbers became a liability. Each failed counterattack revealed their inflexibility. Humans, relying on ingenuity and adaptive thinking, exploited every weakness, turning mistakes into opportunities. Teleportation became more than a technology, it became the symbol of unpredictability, the embodiment of human audacity across the stars. The shock of human precision spread fear and admiration simultaneously. Alien populations watched as entire Council fleets were neutralized without direct confrontation. Logistics hubs, energy depots, and command centers fell silently, leaving the Council unable to project authority. Humans communicated with liberated worlds using secure channels, fostering alliances and building loyalty not through intimidation but through competence and protection. The humans' ability to act faster than any Council protocol instilled both panic in leaders and confidence in allies. Decisions were made in real time, calculations adapted instantly, and strategies revised mid-operation with flawless execution. Every system touched by human intervention became a testament to resourcefulness. The Council could no longer operate as a unified entity. Internal discord, misinformation, and fears spread faster than their ships could respond. By the time the Council realized the extent of their vulnerability, the human reach was unprecedented. Factions once considered minor now coordinated with humans, amplifying the disruption across Council-controlled sectors. Humans no longer relied solely on railguns or teleportation. They combined tactics with diplomacy, technical superiority, and strategic foresight. Even neutral systems acknowledged the shift in power, seeking to align with humans rather than face unpredictable retribution. The commander orchestrated these alliances carefully, ensuring that influence was consolidated without overextension. Across the galaxy, communication grids reflected human presence and adaptability. The Council's bureaucracy, once considered invincible, collapsed under the pressure of rapid, intelligent action. Humans had proven that audacity combined with precision was more powerful than fleets or treaties. The galaxy had changed, not by sheer firepower, but by human ingenuity executed at impossible speed. Humans cemented their dominance without appearing oppressive. Every liberated world became a showcase of human values, creativity, resilience, and strategic foresight. Railguns and teleporters were symbols of deterrence, not tools of wanton destruction. Subordinate alien factions began modeling their strategies after humans, adopting rapid response tactics and inventive problem-solving. Former Council leaders, now marginalized, were forced to negotiate on human terms. Networks of trust, technology, and shared purpose replaced fear and control. Humans had transformed perception itself, They were not conquerors but architects of a new galactic order, demonstrating that brains, audacity, and adaptability could override centuries of entrenched power. Every challenge faced was met with innovation. Every obstacle overcome reinforced the notion that humanity could not be contained. The shockwaves of their rise were not temporary, they were permanent, altering the political, technological, and cultural landscape of the galaxy forever. The Council's foundations were cracking, and their once unquestioned authority evaporated under human strategy. Every system that had once been tightly controlled now faced coordinated disruption. Human forces combined teleportation with railgun precision, striking simultaneously across multiple sectors, leaving Council fleets disoriented and fractured. Subordinate alien factions, sensing a new era, began pledging allegiance to humans, not out of fear alone, but because competence inspired trust. Humans demonstrated that leadership was measured not by coercion but by foresight and ingenuity. Every decision, every strike, every negotiation was calculated to maximize impact while minimizing collateral damage. Alien commanders began to recognize that humans were not only unpredictable but intellectually superior in their adaptability. The Council's hierarchical structures, once immutable, collapsed in real time as humans rewrote the rules of engagement. The humans' approach was methodical and relentless. Supply chains that the Council had relied on for centuries were dismantled in hours. Key communication hubs were neutralized before warnings could be issued. Humans used the Council's own systems against them, redirecting resources, spreading misinformation among rival factions, and exploiting rivalries to ensure that no coordinated response could form. Every operation reinforced human dominance while showcasing efficiency, ingenuity, and audacity. The commander orchestrated these efforts with calculated precision, ensuring that each strike had maximum strategic effect. Alien populations began to view humans not merely as a threat but as liberators, capable of providing stability, security, and opportunity in a galaxy long defined by oppressive control. The Council's reputation as omnipotent enforcers was shattered. Humans extended their influence beyond mere military victories. Former Council territories were stabilized through governance, trade networks, and technological integration. Teleportation and railgun technologies, once weapons of war, were applied to logistics and defense, ensuring rapid response and deterrence without unnecessary destruction. Alien civilizations observed these innovations and began adopting human-inspired practices, enhancing communication, defense, and infrastructure efficiency. The commander's decisions emphasized not domination but sustainable control through intellect and strategy. Factions that had previously resisted human influence found themselves collaborating, understanding that humanity's combination of speed, creativity, and foresight created a framework impossible to ignore. Every liberated system became a testament to human capability, a demonstration that audacity and adaptability could reshape the galaxy. The Council attempted desperate countermeasures, deploying fleets and sending envoys, but each effort was anticipated, countered, or rendered obsolete by human ingenuity. The human's ability to anticipate threats, adapt strategies in real time, and act with surgical precision left the Council unable to recover. Even their most loyal allies began to question their leadership. Across the stars, the narrative had shifted. Humans were no longer minor players, they were architects of a new order. The combination of railguns, teleportation, tactical brilliance, and strategic diplomacy rendered prior hierarchies irrelevant. Every victory reinforced their position, every calculated strike ensured long-term stability. By the time the Council recognized their failure, humans had already set the stage for a galaxy where intelligence, audacity, and moral foresight defined power. Their rise was inevitable, not through sheer force, but through creativity, precision, and relentless adaptation. As humans consolidated control, previously subjugated civilizations embraced innovation inspired by human methods. Networks of trade, communication, and defense now operated at speeds once thought impossible. Railguns and teleportation devices became symbols of deterrence, capability, and strategic ingenuity. The commander coordinated these advancements with foresight, ensuring that power was balanced with order. Former council leaders, once feared, were now negotiating on human terms, their influence reduced to fragments of a past era. Humans had achieved more than victory, they had established a new paradigm. Audacity, intellect, and adaptability had replaced fear and coercion as the defining factors of galactic leadership. The galaxy itself had shifted, with humanity at its center, a species once underestimated now proving that cleverness, boldness, and moral precision could remake civilization across the stars. Every challenge met, every system liberated, and every strategy executed demonstrated that human ingenuity was the ultimate force in shaping the future. Humans had rewritten the rules of the galaxy. Former council territories now operated under a framework of innovation, strategic foresight, and cooperation. Railguns and teleporters were no longer mere instruments of war, they were tools of deterrence, rapid response, and system stability. The commander coordinated the integration of technology across multiple sectors, ensuring that defense, communication, and governance were seamless. Alien civilizations, once oppressed, now collaborated willingly, recognizing that human ingenuity had created a model of leadership unmatched in the stars. Every system touched by humans adapted to their methods, optimizing logistics, trade, and security with precision. Where once fear had dictated obedience, now respect and trust defined alliances. Humans had proven that power achieved through creativity, planning, and moral clarity could be more effective than domination through brute force. The galaxy watched as humans established networks that interconnected planets and systems with unparalleled efficiency. Teleportation allowed instant coordination, while railgun technology maintained deterrence against any threats. Former council leaders, now reduced to fragmented influence, negotiated from positions of weakness, their authority permanently diminished. Humans had not only liberated worlds but also demonstrated that leadership required intellect, audacity, and adaptability. Every decision reinforced stability while promoting freedom. Subordinate factions, inspired by humans' ability to anticipate threats and act decisively, adopted similar approaches to governance, spreading human-inspired systems across sectors once rigidly controlled. The balance of power shifted permanently, proving that small but determined species could reshape galactic civilization with vision and ingenuity. Humans also fostered cultural and technological exchange across the liberated sectors. Knowledge, strategies, and innovations spread rapidly through secure communication networks, creating a ripple effect of efficiency and progress. Alien civilizations that had previously relied on council authority now sought human guidance, embracing methods that combined creativity, tactical precision, and ethical foresight. The commander oversaw these initiatives, ensuring that humans remained both protectors and exemplars of strategic excellence. Every decision emphasized sustainability, security, and adaptability, transforming the galaxy into a place where innovation dictated power. Former council systems, once stagnant and rigid, flourished under human guidance, demonstrating that audacity paired with calculated action could achieve far-reaching, lasting results. Humans had become architects of a new galactic era. By the time the council attempted to reassert influence, it was irrelevant. Humans had established a new order, one defined not by fear or bureaucracy but by foresight, creativity, and decisive leadership. Systems operated efficiently, alliances remained stable, and deterrence was ensured through technology and strategy rather than intimidation. The galaxy had shifted its perception. Humans were no longer minor players but central figures shaping civilization. Their rise demonstrated that ingenuity, moral clarity, and boldness could overcome centuries of entrenched authority. Every liberated planet, every secure network, and every coordinated operation reinforced this reality. Humans had achieved more than victory, they had reshaped civilization across the stars, leaving an enduring legacy that proved audacity, intelligence, and adaptability were the ultimate forces in galactic leadership. Humanity's ascent was complete, permanent, and unchallenged, a testament to the species that refused to be underestimated.